everybody, today I am doing the Honesty About Motherhood #Mumlife Raw tag. Whew. There are 11 questions. Apparently I'm having a helper who's wearing a skirt on her head. I was tagged by Lindsay from Mama Schmooze Reviews about a month ago, and I'm now getting to it. So, sorry Lindsay, thanks for tagging me. Okay, let's get started with the questions. Describe your day as a mom today in one word. Boys. What's the most challenging part about connecting with other moms? It's the stigma that we have on society that just because our choices are different, that means we're judging the other person for making the best choice for their family. And it's really hard when you have somebody that is saying, schedule my baby's sleep time, and somebody else is like, well, that really hasn't fit for our family. And it's almost like this, well, do I need to defend my decision? And it really isn't, but there is that feeling that you have to justify your decision. And that would have to be the hardest thing, I think, about connecting with other moms. I hope that makes sense. I probably totally blew that question out of the water or out of proportion. Share one horrible poo moment. We've all been there. And okay, so one horrible poo moment. Horrible poo moment. Oof, we've all been there. I would think that mine comes every single time my kids would get a new outfit. They decided to have a huge blowout, and that resulted in their brand new outfit getting stained. Without fail. Every single one of them. Yep, they did it. All of them. Always, usually, I would give myself 20 minutes to leave to get to a place on time, and then they would do it too. Ugh. How do you cope in public with child meltdowns and tantrums? Okay, well, it kind of goes back to that one connection and judging thing. Once upon a time, I would have said that my kids knew better until my child actually did it one time. And first of all, after I picked my jaw up off the ground for it happening to me, would have never happened to me otherwise, yeah, sure. Once I picked my jaw up off the ground, I had to deal with it immediately. I had to let them know that this is not okay. And if I waited until I got home, then it sent the message that it wasn't something that we needed to deal with right away and that they could behave until we got home. And that it was acceptable up until that point, if that makes sense. So, well, this is the wrong mom tag. We find the nearest restroom and I deal with it. I will also place a hand on the shoulder, basically contact, hey, calm down, settle down. We'll talk about it. We'll get to the car. If I don't want to talk them to death, but if I need to address this again, hey, this behavior was inappropriate. You are not allowed to behave this way, and you knew it, and you did it anyways. There are now consequences for this. I try to do that as swiftly as possible, because I don't really like too much time to lapse before dealing with it. They're not allowed to do it at home. So if I keep the same rules in public as we do at home, there's not that almost open invitation to do that. The other thing that I try to do in order to avoid it is also, I try not to go out into the public if they're super tired. Of course, there is, exceptions, and I try to remember that, hey, they're really tired right now. I would have been that person that would have been like, you need to get control of your kid over there. And then I became a parent, and I was like, you know what, there are so many circumstances that you just can't predict. You can make a mountain out of a molehill or make a situation worse. And so you really need to use discretion before just jumping to conclusions. Honestly, how much screen time does your child have? We have spurts. We have our movie night once a month. That'd be nice. I should really think about that. We have our movie night once a week, and depending on how much time we have, it can be something as short as an Andy Griffith, which are about 25 minutes. Or something that's like an hour long, which could be a MacGyver. What else do we watch? We did Old Yeller the other night. Kindles, I used to have it every Wednesday or every day at 2 o'clock. And every day at 2 o'clock was not working out. It was causing more issues than that routine was. It was supposed to help with a routine, and it was just causing more issues. So then it went to every Wednesday, but then again, almost having a strict routine for screen time almost is like this demanding attitude that I was getting from them, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So it's really up in the air when you can get your Kindle, and it's really based on what kind of week we've had. If I've had to constantly be on you to clean your room, then you haven't earned that privilege of having the Kindle. Sometimes, okay, that's just the Kindle. That's pretty much all we have. I have a fancy schmancy phone now. The kids really aren't on it unless they're looking at a Facebook page. Our town is doing rocks all over the place, and they post pictures on there. Basically, there's not an easy answer to this. They have the spurts, and I try not to let them have more than half an hour of spurts at a time. I guess I could have summed it up in that. What is your go-to easy dinner that you give at least once a week? It would have to be Taco Tuesday, probably. Yeah. I try not to do the same meal over and over and over. And even Taco Tuesday, I kind of try to switch up enough. That's not my easy dinner that I serve once a week. My easiest dinner that I do is really Korean chicken. And I do have a video for that I made, and I will link that above and down below. Alright. Did you yell, cry, or struggle today? Doesn't every mom? If you have not cried or yelled or struggled at all today, then we need to have a coffee chit chat, and I'll pay. You know, Starbucks is on me. Alright? What was the best moment of your day so far as a mom? There's so many moments that just make up a really good day. And that's what it is. When we went for a walk to the Dollar Tree, and we were all out there, we picked up trash that was laying around, and we threw that away, and we kind of had to talk about how we can all help cleaning up and being good stewards. Oh gosh. This morning I was up extra early with my son, and I was up at like 5 o'clock with him. And so the sun was coming in, and it's just those moments that I love. I love those moments. Watching them play outside with what we got at the dollar store were those, like water gun type things where you suck in the water and you can shoot it across from each other. We picked up some of those and put a bowl outside, or a bucket, or whatever you want to call it, with water. And they were having wars all over, and the two little ones were running around in their underwear. Because I didn't have their swimsuits here, and it was just those simple moments that you're like, this is cool, this is really neat, I love it. So is there a best moment of any day, or is it all just made up of little tiny moments that you fit together into a beautiful picture? Okay, what is your secret guilty pleasure to reward your mum life? That would be Starbucks. It's $5.50 for a coffee. $5.50. That is definitely my secret, which is not so secret, guilty pleasure. How often do you experience mom guilt? Every day and twice on Sunday. So, share one taboo thing about motherhood you think should be talked about more. Google, what is taboo? Because I don't think they're talking about the game. Is anybody else hearing crickets? You know, today is May 29th, I believe. Month is Mental Health Awareness, and I did another video about that, how depression affects families, and will be linked here and down below. Or I would say postpartum depression. Any kind of just harshness of mother. It's almost like you have a bad day, it's the kid's fault, and it's not that. Sometimes you just have a bad day, and I'm actually quoting my brilliant mother on that. I have a brilliant mom. Who's watching this video? You can pay me in chocolate later. No, you can pay me in Starbucks later. But I think there's so much... shame isn't the right word, but there's almost this secretness. I'm going to do this one because it's a lot of counting. There's this almost like you have to be secret about stuff that you're struggling with as a mom. Maybe you're struggling with discipline. Maybe you are struggling with postpartum depression. Maybe you're struggling with all these things that we have to keep silent about because of that judgment thing that's, out there. And there's so many people that have said, oh yeah, I struggled with postpartum depression forever. Now, don't go and air out your dirty laundry, or don't go and pry into other people's affairs. But if they're struggling and they need help and they're afraid to ask for help because they're afraid that we're going to be like, you're an unfit mom, then something's got to change. Because this is going to become more and more of an issue, and more guilt is going to be put upon us for trying to keep up this perfect life that we don't really live. So I would say that. And with that, it's the last question that I have on here. After this one, yeah, okay. So that's going to be it. Thanks, Lindsay, for tagging me. Again, I will post her video down below in which she tagged me, and I'll bet that is linked to the original person, what's it called, that made this video. And let's give it a thumbs up for my little helper here who just had to join us today and show her beautiful self. You go clean your room. Somebody wants to come sometime. And until next time, see ya.